What if what we've been told about self-belief is fundamentally flawed? And what if there was a simpler way to ensure that you had high self-belief, high confidence, and you never compared yourself to another human being ever again? In this video, I want to talk about the topic of self-belief. I've got some notes because there's a lot that I want to kind of cover and unpack in this video. One of the things that springs to mind to kind of kick this video off is Tony Robbins. For those of you that have not heard of Tony, probably the world's kind of number one kind of motivational speaker, life coach. And Tony often talks about the importance of what he calls divorcing the story and marrying the truth. And this is really key because I found with myself, and I found with a lot of people over the years that I've coached, that we often have beliefs that we think are true. So a person might say they think they can do something, or they think they can't do something. And either way, they fundamentally believe that that is true. And going back to the Tony Robbins thing about divorcing the story, marrying the truth, what I've learned is there isn't actually that many truths in life. Like, one of the truths is that we need oxygen to breathe, right? That's a truth. One of the truths in life is that we are going to die soon. That's a truth. And there's not actually that many truths in life. Most of the things that we are speaking out into the world are beliefs. Some are limiting, some are empowering, but the purpose of this video is to really address the negative beliefs. And I specifically want to speak to something that I have been doing this year to really help me to eliminate my limiting beliefs. And it really is very common sense, but very uncommon in practice. Now, the old way of dealing with limiting beliefs would be kind of pump yourself up, stand in front of the mirror and speak a lot of affirmations. And I tried that for years and it fundamentally didn't work. And Joe Dispenza wrote a book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. I remember the first time I saw the title to that book, I was kind of a bit almost triggered by the title. Because I kind of had been trained to believe that the whole point of believing in myself was that I needed to be more of myself. So when I saw the title to this book, I was immediately triggered but also intrigued. And in the book, and there are other people that have spoken on this topic, there's a guy I'm a big fan of called Aaron Dougherty that speaks on this topic too. They talk about how breaking the habit of being yourself, fundamentally at its core, is about recognizing that yourself is an idea. It's a made up thing that has been developed by you going through life, having experiences, creating filters, meanings, references, and stories. And as a result of creating those references, you built this kind of almost like passport of who you think you are or aren't and what you think you can or can't do. And some of the work I've been doing this year around some of the stuff that Joe Dispenza talks about and some of the stuff that Aaron Dougherty talks about is around this idea of your identity coat. And this concept really is about the fact that if our beliefs are really just kind of made up things that we've kind of picked up along the way, I believe I'm confident or I'm not confident is just a belief. In fact, a lot of people believe they're confident in one area and not confident in another. And really the only thing that's created that reference and that meaning and that story is maybe they've had positive experiences in the area they're confident and not positive experiences in the area that they're not confident. So this kind of idea of an identity code is, and Joe Dispenza talks about it a lot, Aaron Dougherty talks about it a lot, is the idea of kind of acting as if you are the identity that you really want to be. and that you can effectively kind of jump timelines. Think about the concept of, if you've never seen the movie Sliding Doors, or think about Superman and Clark Kent, right? 1 minute he's a normal mere mortal on the street, the next minute he's Superman. And we are made to believe that the difference is about the cape. And obviously that's a beautiful analogy for what I'm saying here, which is really we can decide to be anything that we want in any given moment. And what I've been doing over the past few months in particular, which I found to be a real breakthrough for me, and because I've been into affirmations and I've been into visualization for many years, but nothing has resonated for me as much as this concept of identity coat. And so what identity coat effectively means is I've been spending time, like literally writing down from a frame of gratitude as if I've already achieved the thing that I want to achieve. So for example, I'm delivering, at the time of doing this video, I'm delivering an event. I'm out in the car recording this video. I'm going to be on stage again later. And I was on stage this morning. There's about 100 people in the room. Well, about 60 to 70 people in the room. And before I went on stage, I made a point of, from a frame of gratitude, writing as if I'd already been on stage and how it went. And I wrote things like, absolutely loved being on stage today in Northampton. The energy, I'm really grateful for the energy that I put into the event. I'm really grateful for God for giving me the voice, for coming through me, for I'm so grateful for how much energy and enthusiasm and joy and love came through me, and how I projected that energy and that love and that passion and that enthusiasm, that conviction out to the audience, and how I made them believe what I believe, not because I need them to, from a place of needing their approval or validation, how I used to present, but because I believe that the thing I'm speaking about is an important topic that they need to know, which is about building a personal brand, especially if people are in business, right? It's obviously a kind of, it's a thing that's kind of believed by a lot of people in the space, that you want people buy people that they like, and people need to know you exist to buy from you. And so this kind of identity code thing is really about just kind of writing down as if you've already achieved what you want to achieve, but not so much about goals, but more about who you need to be to achieve your goals. Because Eckhart Tolle talks about how, we're called human beings, but we act like we're human doings. And, for those of you that maybe compare yourself to other people, Michael Jordan once said in an interview, he only compares himself to himself from 12 months ago. And that's what you want to do. You only want to be comparing yourself to you from a year ago, because you've never been anybody else. You've never walked a day in their shoes. So the only people you want to compare yourself is to yourself from 12 months ago. And going back to the identity coat thing, and the reason why that's so important is because the brain, Joe Dispenza says this, the brain, scientifically proven, that the brain actually doesn't know the difference, especially the imagination part of the brain, doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So if you put things in your mind as if they've already happened, it's like creating new memories that aren't even real yet. So it's like, don't think of a blue elephant. Your mind will immediately, watching this video, have to think of, even for a second, a blue elephant, right? So now you have that in your mind. And now maybe you don't, because we've moved on, and you're like, I'm not going to think of it just because he said it, right? But my point is, if you want to have more self-belief, coming back to the original point, then you need a new identity. Going back to what Joe Dispenza said, you need to not be yourself. You need to be somebody else. And you need to actually see yourself as this best version of you. And you've got to actually see it. And I found that when I tried to just visualize, because my brain would kind of block it because it wasn't in there yet, I found that the key missing ingredient is to first write it down as if it's already real. and write it from a place of gratitude. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for how I'm showing up this way. I'm grateful for how I'm being that kind of stuff. And then close your eyes and then do kind of meditation on those visualizations. And so that is a really, really powerful thing. So look, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Kind of cutting it kind of short there because there are other things I could talk about around belief. But I kind of think if that's all you did, you would immediately start to notice change. And I'd love to hear from you. Like, if you found this useful, I'd love for you to kind of comment and let me know what you got from this and what you're committed to doing as a result of this video. And just love to hear how this kind of identity coach concept kind of works for you. And if you enjoy this type of thinking, and if you want to if you like the idea of facilitating this kind of these kind of breakthroughs for other people, and you're interested in the idea of becoming a coach, then I'd like to invite you somewhere around underneath this video. You'll find a link where you can watch a free training where I talk about how to go from uncertified as a coach to certified, knowing how to market yourself, how to sell coaching, how to scale your coaching into groups, and how to have a diary full of paying clients, all within the first 90 days of becoming a coach. So somewhere around this video, underneath, I think there will be a link for you to go and watch that training. So if you're interested, completely free training, no obligation. And then, watch that training. If you enjoy it, we can maybe perhaps talk about you becoming a fully accredited certified coach. So that's it from me. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. See you soon. Take care. Goodbye.